Hello again, boat lovers. I'm just getting ready to fiberglass all the framework for my water tank, which is going under the queen size bed. So this is the freshwater tank. I'll show you where that's going to go. So that's the main bedroom there, where those milk crates are. That's where the bed's going. And the end towards the bulkhead, that third of the bed is going to be freshwater tank. And then this end of the bed will have drawers under it. So where the water tank is going in here, I'm making a honeycomb pattern, once again, all fiberglassed in to act as baffles and also as strength for the hull. So I've cut those pieces out and I've got all the fiberglass ready. I'll fiberglass the floor and all the pieces individually before I put it together, and then I'll tape all the joins. That just makes it a lot easier because I'm fiberglassing on a flat surface before I put everything together. Well, hello boat lovers. My name's Steve, and Millie the Wonder Dog and I are single-handedly building Dragonfly, a 53 foot or 16.2 metre flat bottom wooden riverboat, specifically designed for inland and sheltered waters of the Murray River here in South Australia. Join us each week to follow the mayhem and madness that go hand in hand with one man and his dog building a massive flat bottom wooden boat. I will show you the preparation that I've done with all my fiberglass cloth cutting. Just turn the camera around again. Okay, here is some of the pieces that are going in. I've got my fiberglass rolled up ready here, so I'll put that at the end like that, wet out the timber, and I just roll this out on top and squeegee it into place. So I've got those pieces there. Once these are all in place, these corners actually will get cut out to let the water flow through, and also at the top for airflow to make sure there's no air pockets. And once I cut those corners, they will be soaked heavily in a few coats of epoxy resin. So that's the small bits. And then over here I've got some larger pieces, which are the sides and the center. So they're all rolled out. Now this is this morning's job. I'll get that done today, and that will be all dry for me to progress tomorrow. I won't be able to put things in place tomorrow though, because some of these need both sides fiberglassed, and I'm not going to risk turning them over and doing both sides at one time. I'll let the surface dry, and the ones that need both sides doing, I'll turn those over tomorrow and complete the process. Let them dry, get them all cleaned up, and then I'll be putting them into place. Before I put the lid on the top, which becomes the actual mattress base, I have to get myself a water tank gauge so I can countersink that into place and make sure there's some space to run the wiring, etc., and get all the plumbing in place. But I can get lots and lots ready. So today is Sunday, so today, Monday and Tuesday, I'll probably be getting all that prepared and partially glued into place. So it should be something to see. Okay, I better get into it. Stay down, down. I'm at the bottom of the ocean. I'm at the bottom of the sea. stay down, Well, good morning again, boat lovers. I've been really busy over the last few days getting this tank organised, this freshwater tank under the bed. It has been so much more work than what I expected, but it's a great job to have nearly finished. I've had to honeycomb everything again to baffle the tank so as the water doesn't slop around everywhere, because it's a large holding capacity, about 450 litres. So I'm just about ready to glue all the pieces into position, not the top, but all the sides and the baffles. So I'll show you what I've prepared over the last about 4 days. It's taken me to get to this stage, much longer than I anticipated, but I guess that's the nature of boat building. Anyway, I will show you what we have here. I shall turn the camera around. Okay, hopefully you can get a view of that coming down into the bedroom. This end here will have double drawers coming out, and then behind that, of course, we've got what is going to be our freshwater tank. So all those panels are 12mm ply, and I've done 2 layers of thick biaxial glass on those. And you'll note that all the joins have little gaps underneath, because I have to be letting the air and the water go from section to section. If I didn't have those little vent holes in the baffles, it would cause airlocks. So we have to allow the water and the air to flow through the water all through the bottom and from side to side, and of course the air at the top. The plan is to take all the plumbing for this through the front bulkhead. So hopefully you can see behind me here. We'll be taking the plumbing through that side of the bulkhead up there, and then there's going to be a shelf that runs along here. And so the plumbing and wiring is going to run under the shelf, and I'll box that in with some timber so you can't see it. That's the easiest way that I can think of to get all this plumbing from the front down to the back, remembering that this particular floor is the bottom of the boat, so there's no cavity under there to be able to run any other wires or plumbing. So that is what I'm up to today, trying to get all this glued into place. It's been quite an arduous task, but I think it's going to be well worth it. Interestingly, I'm going to have several systems on this boat for water. Being in the river, the water's quite okay for swimming in and washing, etc., but not for drinking. I mean, you could drink it, but it's, you know, you wouldn't choose to. So we're going to have the freshwater tank at the front, and then I'm going to have a raw water system where we can do deck wash, washing dishes, showering, toilets, all that sort of stuff, which we can use directly from the river. So you can jump in the shower, take as long as you like, you're not going to run out of water. But while we're using the raw water, we also want to have this freshwater tank at the front. We want to have that available at the kitchen sink for cooking, and in the vanity for brushing teeth and that sort of thing, and also at the ice maker. So it was quite interesting trying to get that plan worked out to run those systems. We also have the facility when we're at shore, and we've got mains water to plug that in. So I had to work out how I was going to run all those systems, and I finally got it worked out. With 2 pumps and 1 Y valve, I can switch between the systems, and I can easily switch between raw water and mains water when we're at the dock. So that took a little bit of thinking, probably got me a few grey hairs, or a few more grey hairs, but I got that worked out. Anyway, as I say, today I am jumping into getting this tank glued into place, and once that's done, I have to just add some epoxy to all those little vent holes to make sure all the raw timber on the edge of that is completely sealed. Everything else is double fiberglass, so it's going to be an extremely strong section of the boat up the front. One of you guys asked me why I wasn't honeycombing the front section of the boat. As you can see, that tank in itself is going to form a honeycomb, extremely strong structure. So that takes care of that section. And then as we come back through the boat, we come into this bathroom area. This has a false floor in it as well. And under that false floor will be all sorts of supports, which again will form that sort of honeycomb section or strength. The reason for having a raised floor in here is so I can fit the plumbing underneath from the shower and the toilet. But it also gives me the facility to add that strength factor. And then from there, as we go into the wheelhouse, we'll be stepping up here. So the floor is actually 1 metre above where I'm standing now for the wheelhouse. So under the wheelhouse floor, we're going to have black water tank, a grey water tank, etc. And that will be all honeycombed into position as well. Again, adding enormous strength to the structure. So I hope that answers the question of why I wasn't honeycombing the front of the boat. Okay, boat lovers, I am going to mix up some epoxy and dive into my favourite job of gluing bits of wood together. Just have to sand along where these joins are going to go to make sure they get good bondage for the glue. So I've drawn some lines and I'll sand that and then do some gluing. I've decided I'm just going to glue in the two sides and the back piece, get those perfectly level, square, plumb, etc. And then tomorrow I can put all the inserts in and I'll have something solid to work with. I've got all these little braces on the sides which is going to help me line everything up. So I better get into it. Right, I'll mix up some resin and wet out all the edges and then glue things into place. Okay, I've got that glued in now. Took a little bit longer than I expected, but that's boat building, I suppose. Also, one of the pieces of ply on the side was a little bit warped, which made it really difficult to hold in position, considering there was nothing really supporting it. I'll show you the completed job. There we go. So that's my external framework. Some nice big glue fillets along there, probably overkill, but it is a water tank, so can't be too careful. And nice fillets all along the sides as well. This piece here was quite warped, which made it really difficult to sort of hold in position, but those braces I've got on the side there, which I just popped in with a pin gun, got those running down each side. Those ones to keep it square and these ones to keep it absolutely plumb. Anyway, as I say, that took a lot longer than I expected, but I should be used to that by now. So tomorrow when that's hardened off, I'll put all my in-between pieces in, which I've got all prepared. I think I said before, I've double glassed everything. So I'll put those into place, making sure I've got those vent holes top and bottom. And after that, we put some plumbing in and then put the lid on the tank. I will put an inspection hole in where the plumbing is so I can get to that if I ever need to. But apart from that, it's completely sealed. So that is going to be a really rigid, strong structure. So, good day. Thanks for watching, boat lovers. I hope you enjoyed this week's video as much as I enjoyed making it. If you did, please give us a big thumbs up and remember to subscribe. Millie and I will see you again in about a week's time, where you can catch up on all the progress we've made building Dragonfly. See you then.